Stability is a thing unknown in the kingdom of Sardinia. It has been hundreds of years since the glory days of the House of Torres, as the ancestors of the great Crusader kings fight on, clinging to power as it is slowly lost. The last 30 years have been some measure of control returned through the successful wars in the far west, but they are not enough. Castalla, Byzantium, Britannia, and France, all hostile or outright enemies, surround our island as they take our colonies in the New World and Old alike. We make deals with anybody who will give us aid, including heathens in the east and pirates in the Caribbean. And on the horizon, a war on this scale unseen in history will decide if our desperate acts will be enough. This is the 10th part of the House Torrez megacampaign in EU4.
Morale of navies. I have one of my grand strategy hunches right now. You know that feeling when you've played way too much of these games and you get that feeling? I have a feeling we're going to be in a big war soon. Don't ask me why. Killing grounds, that's a big one. We got swivel cannons. We are ahead of time in military tech. Oh my god. Norse is also in Holland. Yeah, there's 2 Norse provinces in Scandinavia. What is happening right now is that despite our mutual hatred, representatives of Britain, France, Byzantium, and Sardinia have met in Paris over the last several months, have met with representatives of the Duchy of Leon, one of the old houses of Iberia, one that has in recent years been attempted to be integrated into Castalla proper, been almost integrated by the government in Cordoba. Despite that, Leon maintains a very distinct culture, a very distinct people, and a desire to remain so. For a time, they had been very loyal to Castalla. They fought with their overlord in many wars, but as Castalla has become the pinnacle global superpower and begun to integrate many of their vassals, it is no longer the case that they will sit idly by. The meetings in Paris have been underway, and despite mutual hatred and mutual wars in the past, the gathered countries have agreed to work together in 3 years' time in order to free the Duchy of Leon from Castalla's influence, as well as get revenge upon a superpower that has ravaged its way through Europe for nigh on 300 years. This will most likely be the largest war in European, certainly, perhaps even human history. A very well-dressed nobleman, accompanied by several merchants, takes a boat into port.
Ah, well-dressed fellows on my isle.
Fair greetings and fair day to you, noble citizen of Sardinia.
Aye, we carry on.
His Majesty's government in Sassari. I have been given port of call to this faraway land to speak with you about the rumblings of war in Europe. Have you heard of them? Have they reached your shores?
Aye, we hear messages from many sails from Castilian ships sailing to their allies. Speaking of the interests of Europe, not that it interests us much.
We would also like to, my friends here, these well-dressed gentlemen, were also wishing to ask about the state of those ships that were sent to support you. Many years ago, you did promise to return them, and we were just wishing to ask about the whereabouts of those fine vessels, given that they were of sound make and large value.
Aye, they set sail back to Europe, but 5 years passed. Did they not make it?
We never received them in a port of call of the kingdom. I can assure you of that.
Blasted Castilians, eh?
We didn't have any reports from our spies in Cordoba about any ships being seized or sunk.
Aye, where they were sent.
Rather odd, I must say. Well, these fine gentlemen here will have to go home empty-handed yet again. And then he's gonna go ahead and wave like a handkerchief towards his ship, and another boat will come into port. We have been sent the promised funds here, and then the men will place down many chests full of gold, again all with the mark of the Mint of Sassari. We hope that these will be befitting to our offer.
Aye, these look much better than the dusts we've been taking from the Castilian ships. They've even been to the point where they're trying to smuggle it away in their boots.
Low quality gold too. Those Castallans, they may rule an empire, but you would never know it. Their financial currency and quality, they do seem like beggars sometimes. Good.
Aye.
But we have terms then. I can return home to my king with your assurances.
That you can.
Good. We currently are in the beginning of the largest war in the history of this timeline. On the 12th of October of our Lord's year 1648, we have begun the Great Leonese War for Independence. Over 1 million men on both sides will march together to fight not just for the independence of Leon, not just for the downfall of the world's pinnacle superpower, but for a restructuring of global hegemony. If this war is successful, Castalla's reign over 100 years long of subjugation and of utter dominance of both Europe and the New World will come to an end. Alongside us fighting against the great beast of Iberia are the British, Byzantium and her colonies, Sardinia and our colonies. Alrighty, that's a big fucking fleet. We're gonna have to wait for the fleets of our allies. Here's the French of the British fleet in the north. They're coming. 200 ships strong. I'm gonna march men to the edge of our fortress line in North Africa. We cannot cross that. As soon as we see an opportunity, we're gonna strike their navy. In the New World, we also do need to be prepared. Yep, there it is. Let's march troops across to Peru. We'll fight their forces in the highlands. We hit their fleet. Let's go back to port here. Another one. We just have to slowly withdraw in North Africa. We're not going to hold that. They're fighting the Lithuanians. I see. If we can just delay Castile while the Byzantines siege out Lithuania and we knock them out of the war, we'll be in okay shape here. France is sieging out Castalla's Italian territory. There's their fleet. They engage the French. Let's go. Do we hold this? Fuck it. We hold this. If I can get fucking reinforcements here, goddamn. We're winning this battle. Are we about to solo the Spanish fleet? They fucking ran. We beat them. We just fought off the Spanish fleet with no help either. That was huge. RP wise, we just defeated the world's pinnacle navy at less than 2-to-1 odds. When we're done repairing, I'm going to try and chase down the remnants of their fleet. It is still very even though, despite that naval victory. We can't take this fight. I'm going to retreat behind the line again. There's a little mini ice age happening right now too. During the middle of this war, can you imagine the famine and like scale of destruction in Europe with this massive war happening during an ice age? With a third of their fleet size, we have engaged them off the coast of Messina. So big here. Battle of the Strait of Messina. This will be one of the most definitive naval conflicts in our history. Half their heavy ships are gone. Yeah, young 16-year-old King Abruzzo coming to, like all of our monarchs coming to age in the middle of like a cataclysmic war. Without fail. He'll be an alcoholic. I can tell you that. Oh man, the fighting in southern France is so brutal. Byzantium has shown up with their forces too. What of Lithuania? Ooh, that's pretty even, not gonna lie. Walking right past, that's fine. If we get this fort, we're gonna trap those 30,000 men in eastern North Africa. But we will continue to fuck up their navy. We're not doing well on land, are we? Oh my god, we're gonna get stack wiped. Or near. Do we have any armies left? No. We have no soldiers left? We're gonna take the loan and we'll recruit men on the whole mile. When we're done getting those men, we're gonna send them to Provence and support the coalition forces there. North Africa's lost. We shouldn't even fight for it anymore. Is Castalla really gonna 1v4 all the great powers in Europe? We spotted their navy yet again. They're running. Oh, not in time. Their navy knows to fear us now, that's for sure. We sunk their flagship. Of all the ships in Castalla's navy, none was more highly regarded than the Aeon. Knowing this, we've been prepared for this ship, and today, our preparations paid off. We sunk their fucking flagship. Don't look at North Africa, just look at the sea. It's not as bad. While we are fighting a cataclysmic, like, European Great War, the pirates in Cuba just annexed all of the West Indies. I haven't seen their fleet in a while. Let's go ahead and head to the Strait of Gibraltar. Hopefully we can... Oh my god. The war is starting to come back. They hyper-focused on North Africa, and a result of that, France has managed to siege out both, or a large region, of their northern marches, and they are beginning to siege out the northern mountain range. We're also occupying northern Italy. That may have been a strategic blunder from the Castallans. France is 188. Yep, this is in a really good position right now. Leon just needs to hold out and not surrender, and we're fine. Counteroffensive? Oh, fuck. Retreat, retreat, retreat! Oh, no. We're retreating into Leon. All of our forces are disunited right now. Our troops are getting engaged. Fuck, we need support here. That's a lot of fucking ships. 5-to-1 odds here. Hold! We're holding. God damn, we need some support here. We fucking won it! 5-to-1 odds! And we broke their poor excuse of a navy. This is not looking good though. Castalla has 200,000 men in Toulouse right now. We are 5 years into this war. How many years are we in? 6 years into this war. Hold the faith, and we will take the day. Fuck, our national bank just defaulted. I like how Britain joined the war and has spent the whole conflict sitting on their troops in the home isles. We're gonna blockade the Strait of Gibraltar again, just to give the middle finger to the fucking Castallans. France peaced out. Traitors! Oh god, this is not looking good. One day, we're all alone in Leon, holding out. 23,000 Sardinians, abandoned by her allies, abandoned by the French for the third time in our history. Byzantium peaced out. They hit our fleet again. Yeah, we can't fight 500,000 men alone here, but we can keep sinking their fucking navy. That we can do. I know what our next war is. The war is over. The war is fucking over. We may have lost, but we won on the sea. We destroyed their navy. We humiliated their fleet. We sunk their flagship. And we proved ourselves to be the greatest naval power in the world. I want to point something out here. Castalla just 1v4'd Europe's greatest powers. And at the end of things, it's literally gonna be the status quo. We're gonna rival the French. We're at 100 monarchist power too. That means we are gonna reform back into a monarchy. At the end of the Leonese Independence War, the ships of Sardinia sunk her enemies, and though we did not achieve victory, an important moment happened. Inside the palace, the Chancellor was taken under armed guard without provocation and escorted to his quarters, where he is currently under arrest. Supporters of the young King Abruzzo, who is now 23 years old, seized total power in the kingdom. The States General under the power of the burghers, had ruled to varying degrees in our capital for almost 100 years. But with their support entirely gone, as their promise of good governance, better than that of the old kings of House Torrez, has proven to be unwarranted. Our young monarch has seized absolute power and destroyed the Constitution of Sardinia, a failed experiment in Renaissance ideals. We have returned to the ancient regime, an absolute monarchy. No longer will we be a bastion of political reform. As the old regime ended and as the chancellor was imprisoned beneath the palace in Lagudoro, a ship bearing the Union Jack appeared in port. At first, the young king expected a conciliatory ambassador from the British, but instead it bore an ambassador bearing a simple message, declaring war upon the kingdom of Sardinia alongside their allies in West Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been declared war upon by the British, and Brazil has declared independence. Jesus fuck! With Hesse and the Papal States? Oh, come on. I also want to remind you guys, we currently have 2,000 men. Just a little reminder. We're gonna burn Rome to the fucking ground. We should have done it the first time. Traitors everywhere. Sail like your life depends on it, man. Sure, we're gonna give Castalla access to our territory. Hold on, we need more hype music. This is not enough. My blood pressure's not nearly high enough right now. If we could sink the Papal Navy, that would be big here. How many men do Chuck Brewer have? 130,000. I'm gonna sink their fleet. We'll bring these soldiers across to Tunis. Here we go. Immediately roll a 0. Yeah, that's about right. Ruthenia's broken through. If they get to fucking southern Italy, oh, we have a shot here. Fuck, they took it right before we got there. God damn it. That's in mountains too. Oh, fuck. We can't fight the Fat Mids, Takfur, and Britain. We just can't. Jesus Christ, man. We have to all in on the Papal States and Hesse here. We paid a heavy price to get out of that fucking war. We have to win this one. Bring the army over. We're all in here. We have to get an army big enough to defeat them here. Can I peace out Hesse? Notek, Brema, Poznan. Fuck it. We have no retreat here. Pray to the gods that we fucking roll well. Come on, boys. Come on. We got it. We've given up everything for this war. If we can't really fuck the Papal States here. So RP-wise, by the way, if they don't do it, we will. If our army gets to Rome, RP-wise, I'm gonna burn Rome to the fucking ground, meaning I'm gonna make St. Peter's Basilica edited in as a broken monument, and I'm gonna lower their debt by like 10. We're gonna take Divine Right of Kings. We're gonna siege out Messina, and when we're done with that, we're gonna try and take out their army, because if we take Messina, they have no retreat, and we can massacre all 30,000 of them here. Oh my god, this is huge. Look, we can actually work with Byzantium. Big, here we go. We should stack wipe here too, I think. Yes, we do. I'm gonna leave a siege and we're gonna cross. Sink the Papal Navy, then we cross. We'll meet up with Ruthenia. I feel like we should probably be worried that the pirates are 1v1ing Castalla right now. Byzantium, oh my god, they annexed like all of Brazil when we were looking. You know what? If we can end up with an ally in Byzantium, they can have Brazil at this point. Fuck it. We're giving away colonies wholesale for premium deals, so we might as well get a giant ally out of it. The amount of ships we have sunk, though. Can you imagine being like a part of the Sardinian Naval High Command? Sir, we sunk yet another massive fleet 10 times our size. Good to hear. We must be winning the war. No, sir, we're losing on all fronts. God fucking damn it. I need money. We need money from this war because we have so many loans. So we're gonna have to keep occupying until we get peace terms, or we basically take their entire treasury. Because if we don't walk out of Rome with all their fucking gold, we are going to be stuck with 18 loans worth 7,000 ducats. Yeah, so the Ming are gone. Sunni Chagatai has conquered the majority of the Ming. I think they're about to establish a new fucking dynasty. The High Imamate. They're a theocracy? Given we just burnt Rome to the fucking ground, we're gonna declare freedom of religion in Sardinia. I mean, we're already so fucking radical and so hated by Europe. We have taken Naples, we have taken a province of the New World, and we've gotten a bunch of money from the Papal States. We will have to send a fleet to go ahead and siege out the rest of Brazil too. We're gonna lose Brazil. You sure? You don't want to come back? The War of Independence of Terra de Castor is over. The rebel forces have been utterly crushed by our victorious army. How should we deal with Duke Solomon II? We're gonna cut off his fucking head. That's what we're gonna do publicly. We're fighting Tekfur. Ruthenia will join the war. I fucking love Ruthenia. Have I mentioned that before? We have 150,000 men coming from Eastern Europe to help us fight in Western Africa. This is gonna be a costly war, but I'm gonna all in on this too. We have to start getting some victories here. We're kind of fucked. I mean, I've been saying that for like, what, 8 sessions straight, but it's true every time. This is literally just survival mode. You know what I need to open my next fucking grand campaign video with on YouTube? Just that final scene from Halo Reach when it says survive, you know?